Fellow's Journal, 18th of Winter. We came back from the rat work to more nods than usual. Mossley had a look about it, like a man who slept for weeks after unrest. Shopkeepers thanked us, the innkeeper stopped counting every cup we poured. Farmers spoke our names instead of you lot. Strange how quickly usefulness becomes trust. We rested 3 days, and that's when we met Eve Ovland. She carried herself like a soldier, even when she says she's retired. Long coat, fur at the collar, old rifle well kept. Powder bag worn by use, not sure, eyes always measuring the room. Athena's second rifles. I knew the mark stitched faint at her cuff. Efficient regiment, drilled, feared, not loud, just effective. She fit easy enough among us, didn't boast, didn't pry, just asked where the trouble were. Trouble it turned out. 'Twant finished. 21st of Winter. Ishi brought up markings in the sewer that the rats didn't make. That old scrawled icicle following us. So we went back down to investigate. Deeper this time. Past the rat corpses, past the patched tunnels, and we found it. A wide chamber beneath Mossley. Sewer stream cutting through the centre. Timber gantries thrown across it. Wild machines scattered everywhere. Pumps, filters, pressure wheels. Not elegant but functional. Not only this, we also found goblins. Cheeky little fuckers, but not dumb and not to be left to their own devices. The vermin hadn't been random, they'd been used. And that's when Eve offered to edge along the wall and count numbers. She was spotted. She shot the watcher before it could shoot, clean drop, but that gunshot, well, that was a spark. Arrows came first, one from near her position, missed, another from across the chamber, missed again. Third goblin charged. Ishi stepped into its path and killed it without drama. Eve reloaded under pressure and made a difficult shot through steam and broken crates. Third goblin down. We took cover behind the machinery. Apollo broke right to tackle another archer. Brave. Too brave. That goblin were wily. Fought him hard. No clear winner at first, and Apollo was left stunned. Ben ended that duel with one hammer blow. Then the chamber shifted. 3 goblins and one better armed burst from behind crates and mobbed Ishi. A champion. Proper armour, flat-topped helmet and a fur cowl, short sword in hand. Anther tried to cast and failed. Something in that chamber resisted her magic. Cold, not her own. I charged in with my Morning Star, crushed one of the 3 outright, skull caved in beneath iron. But the champion pressed hard. Ishi fought well, held longer than most would. Balin waded in and hewed down a second goblin locked with him, and the goblin rushed Anther. Ben stepped in and killed it before it reached her. For a breath, there was a lull. Eve fired, missed the bloody champion, and then the goblin began to speak. Not ranting, proclaiming. The Ice Art Queen rises from beneath the thaw. He circled Ishi as he spoke. The court of ice reclaims what Melt has stolen. And goblins in the shadow hissed in answer. Surface stone softens. Meltwater feeds her throne. Throne. Court. Structure. Not a tribe. She slept beneath the frost and now she wakes beneath you. Then he struck. Short sword this time. Close. Efficient. It slid beneath his guard and into his ribs. Ishi fell and did not rise. I saw red and charged in. Swung my Morning Star hard enough to break stone. The champion turned it aside. I fell to land clean. Apollo came back in to help me and was cut down for it. A blade through his thigh and side. A bad wound, but not the end of him. The champion stood over the 2 of ours. Calm, certain. Queen sees, he said. That was when something in me steadied. Not blind fury, cold fury. I stepped inside his next strike instead of meeting it head-on, let the blade graze, then brought the Morning Star down in a short, brutal arc. It struck the shoulder hard, bone gave and he staggered. I hit him again, and again, and again, until he stopped moving. The chamber fell silent. The goblins melted back into shadow. Without their champion, they lost their nerve, but it didn't feel like a victory. Ishi lay still. I knew before I checked. He'd taken worse wounds before, but not this one. This had been clean. Final. We searched the chamber after. We were down a man. We brought Ishi back to the surface, carried him through Mossley's streets that had just begun to smile at us. No one spoke. Back at the inn, we laid him out proper. Ale was poured. No one drank much. Even Apollo, pale and stitched, stayed quiet. Eve sat with her rifle across her knees and said nothing. Ben stood by the window long after dark. The Ice Queen. Court of Ice. Rising since the thaw. If what that champion has said is true, they ain't invaders, they're returning. And they see the thaw not as rebirth, but weakness. Soft stone, soft towns. We killed one of our champions beneath Mossley, and buried one of our own for it. I've led men before, I've lost men before, but it never weighs lighter. Tomorrow I must decide. Do we go on? Can I keep taking the toll of those who die under my leadership? Or do we cut our losses and walk away while we still can? A leader measures risk, but he also carries the dead, and tonight, I feel the weight of both.